Ms. Martin. Ms. Martin.
Good evening. How's everybody doing? Did you enjoy dinner? Everybody's still awake. Everyone's not snoozing on us for the second half of our program, right? I'm honored to serve tonight as co-chair for this year's Advocacy Awards because of my passion to help veterans and military spouses thrive in civilian careers. I work with a lot of defense customers and civilian contractors where the expertise of employees who previously served is really essential to mission success for us. What we see at AWS is that transitioning military have tremendous skills, but where there's sometimes challenges in adapting to a civilian work culture. Easter Seals really provides vital services to enable Amazon to meet our bold goals. From tailored employment coaching for veterans and military families to caregiver support, Easter Seals community support enables our employees to thrive, which enables our company in turn to thrive as well. Without these high-quality, reliable child development, senior care, and care for wounded warriors, our employees could really not achieve the levels of success that they do today. And Easter Seals is always there to provide these services. It's now my honor to introduce the honorary co-chairs for tonight's event. Their leadership was instrumental to our success, and I'm grateful for their partnership. Please join me in welcoming General David and Mrs. Dawn Goldbein.
Well, first of all, let me just tell you this is the face of retirement. And for all of you retirees in training, Jay, you're gonna love it. So thanks to Liz and Kim for stepping up and co-chairing this incredible event tonight. So most all of you know, if you've ever known anything about fighter pilots, you know we all have call signs. And I got a new one after I retired. JD stands for Just Dave. Not General, not Chief, just Dave. And when Dawn and I stood on the stage in 2019 to accept the Advocacy Award, I shared how Easter Seals helps military leaders fulfill our sacred obligation to support the families of service members and veterans, the greatest treasure in our nation's arsenal, and those who are entrusted to our care. As I said then, and I'll say again tonight, we just couldn't do it without the help of organizations like Easter Seals. And now, as a retiree, and as an Easter Seals volunteer, I can understand better how Easter Seals couldn't meet those needs without the strong support of community leaders and all the guests here tonight. So on behalf of all who serve and all the families that stand by their sides, thanks to each of you. So I'm also grateful and pleased to introduce my high school sweetheart and bride of now almost 40 years, Dawn. Or as she is affectionately known by our four grandchildren. One of the bennies of being right? You get to put up your grandchildren, right? Nana, who introduced me to Easter Seals after she became an ambassador and a committee member in 2014. Dawn?
As a retired elementary school teacher and now a proud grandmother, I'm keenly aware of the importance of high-quality child development for all young children and early intervention for children with delays and disabilities. I've seen and I've heard from many service members who want to ensure that their children are prospering, their spouse has a fulfilling career, their parents are safe and cared for, and that if they are injured or need mental health support, they will get it. That's why I love Easter Seals. Yes. They ensure that military families get the services they need and become part of a broader community. And they provide equity, education, health care, and employment for everyone, military and civilian alike.
You know, Easter Seals help fill critical gaps in care from respite programs for caregivers, the Stephen Cohen Military Family Clinic, which provides outpatient mental health care to active duty service members, veterans, and their families. And Easter Seals provides transitioning service members, veterans, and military spouses, as well as people with disabilities, tailored employment assistance. And we all know that a fulfilling career is a critical element of connection to the community. These are the issues and programs that tonight's Advocacy Award recipients, General Jay and Molly Raymond, have lent their voices and their time to. And in the spirit of that community, I'm pleased to introduce an aerospace innovation powerhouse couple and good friends who have been incredibly effective at bringing attention and support for charitable causes to help us present this very special and well-deserved award. Jared Isaacman is an accomplished pilot and commander of Inspiration 4, the world's first all-civilian mission to space, which was also a call to raise money to care for children with serious medical conditions. He and his lovely bride Monica regularly participate in air shows where he leads the Black Diamond Jet demonstration team, dedicating every performance to a charitable cause. So who better to help us recognize the Raymonds than one of our nation's top civilian aerospace entrepreneurs, who is also the only one who will take this stage who can claim that they're a real astronaut. Along with his lovely bride Monica, who had no doubt has great stories of her own as the spouse of an astronaut. You know, it's one thing to talk about space, quite another to actually have been there. So Jared and Monica, thanks for being part of this special evening. Jared and Monica Isaac.
Thank you so much, General. We're so proud to take part in this year's award. I share an Easter Seals passion for supporting children and families. My family and I have been very fortunate, and others have faced some pretty immense hardships. So my wife and I do believe it's an obligation to bring awareness and encourage support for programs and provide care and treatment for children with disabilities and serious medical conditions, and to leave the world ideally a better place than we found it. On that same note, I also share a passion for space exploration. So it's doubly thrilling to be able to take part in this award presentation. So my recent mission, leading Inspiration 4, was really a live stream. For those not familiar, Inspiration 4 was the first all-civilian mission to space, which was the first orbital space flight that was achieved for more than just the lucky representatives of nations, and really the first step towards making space more accessible for everyone. And the mission had many goals, including assembling a really great crew that I was lucky to go with, conducting science and research experiments, but most importantly, showing that we can make progress towards a more exciting and interesting world for tomorrow, while also addressing the hardships and challenges of the world we live in today. And that's why we raised over $250 million for children with life-threatening medical conditions. Because if we're going to have colonies on Mars someday, we better do some important things here on Earth first, like conquering childhood cancer and eliminate things like veteran suicide. So this mission wouldn't have been possible without the expertise and commitment of our nation's service members, and especially to General Raymond and all the guardians that have the difficult job of protecting people and vital systems both on and off the planet.
General J. Raymond and his wife Molly have dedicated untold hours in advocacy and leadership for two challenging issues with profound impacts for military families: employment for military spouses and mental health issues. Our economy loses nearly $1 billion a year from the unemployment and underemployment of military spouses. That's a waste of exceptional talent, and it often has severe financial impacts for military families. And veteran suicides are the highest in history, more than 6,000 deaths yearly. This is a national crisis and a heartbreaking loss of dedicated people who gave so much to our country. The Raymonds' work as advocates is vital. They bring the issues to the forefront. They inspire others to join and support, and they inform military families of the many services available to them through Easter Seals.
When a leader like General Raymond speaks publicly about the importance of seeking mental help, his is a powerful voice in breaking down the stigma that holds too many service members from getting the support and services they need. And Molly Raymond, as an Easter Seals ambassador, is helping share resources and fostering a culture where it's okay to seek help as she engages with the Space Force families. She leverages her background and talents as a marketing professional to serve as a champion for military spouses and families, working tirelessly to support them in promoting family engagements, building connections, and creating a sense of community.
And as we all know, they do this as they build the newest service in the Department of Defense. So this is my favorite picture of me and Jay. It was taken the exact moment the President announced him as the first chief of the Space Force. I said it then and I'll repeat it today. He and Molly are the perfect team to lead the nation as the father, the Hap Arnold of the United States Space Force. And I'm honored to call him chief and my friend. So it is our shared honor tonight to present this 2022 Easter Seals Advocacy Award to General J. and Molly Raymond.
Well, thank you. What a great night. That might be the face of retirement. This is the face of an active duty service chief. I'm sorry for all those that had to look at my big picture in the program. I greatly apologize. I wouldn't turn to that page. I can never say Dave to General Goldfein. He's an incredible mentor, leader, friend. And for Monty Durham, if you're still here, you know, he's all known for say yes to the dress. You all learned tonight that he's in the hairstyle business. I used to have a full head of hair, and I went to him. Just kidding. But you know, he talked about reflection. He's got nothing on me. I can beat that reflection off the top of my head. In fact, I did an interview a few years ago with 60 Minutes. And they started putting all this makeup on my head, and I started laughing, and they said, General, what's so funny? I said, well, I've never had somebody put makeup on me before. And he said, well, this is something you can tell at your retirement ceremony. And if you're dealing with 60 Minutes, you say, yeah, but I hope my retirement ceremony isn't like tomorrow. So hopefully that went well. What a great, spectacular honor it is for Molly and I to be here. The only way we can accept this award is to do so on behalf of the broader military community. I know there are a lot of folks in here that have a tie to service, and I greatly appreciate it. If I could have all the military spouses, if you wouldn't mind, including Mrs. Gilday. Linda, if you could please stand up and be recognized. Thank you. Thank you very much. And to Dave and Don Goldfein, that picture, what General Goldfein didn't tell you when he looked at me like that, the thing that he really said is don't screw it up. It was the coolest night because what nobody knows, and this is secret, you're not allowed to tell anybody, although we had rumors that this was going to happen, we really didn't know it was going to happen until that speech was given, and we were sitting there like, wow, it actually did happen. And I can't thank you enough, sir, for helping us get off to a great start. You know, if you look at the success of the Space Force, probably the person that I give the most credit to is Dave Goldfein, because he sat down very early and said, we're going to have a really tight connection, and we're going to do this right. And he set this standard of cooperation and seamless integration between us and the Air Force that was hugely important. And we live on that today, and I can't thank you enough for all that you did to help us. And for Dawn, who has been just so passionate about taking care of military families. This is the model Air Force couple. And when every airman in the Air Force and Guardian in the Space Force look to see who you would want to emulate, this is the couple that we would all say is the couple we'd want to emulate. And we can't thank you enough for being here. The other reason why he was really happy that we stood up a Space Force was now the Air Force could say they're not the junior service anymore. And the Coast Guard was really happy because they're not the smallest service anymore. But we're the coolest service. And the thing that makes it so cool is it's an exciting time to be in the space business. And how cool is it to have the Isaacman here with us. Space is becoming accessible to everybody. And you've brought that to life. And he, as was talked about, he in his mission raised about $284 million, I think, for charity. The thing that you might not know about, he also flew about 100 second lieutenant bars on his mission, and he went out to the Air Force Academy and gave all the new lieutenants that are coming to the Space Force a second lieutenant bar that flew in space. And so just his inspiration, it couldn't be a better, it could not be a better name for his mission, Inspiration 4. You've been hugely inspiring to all of us, and sir and Monica, thank you very much for being here. And for Easter Seals, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Molly and I are really honored and humbled by this award, by this recognition. We're not deserving of it, but we're greatly appreciative of it, and we're greatly appreciative of all that you do. And it's been talked about. General Goldfein hit on a few of these, providing mental health care through the Stephen A. Cohen Military Family Clinic, through helping veteran spouses and wounded warriors find employment via career coaches, helping reintegrate homeless veterans by providing transitional services, giving caregivers or veterans of children with special needs a help and a break through the military family respite programs, and providing both child daycare and adult daycare services. All of those are important. All of those are important to the average American, but they're critical, absolutely critical to military families because we don't live in our hometowns. We spend years or decades away from family and friends and support systems because our networks, our safety nets, can be more fragile and be more temporary, and because the stresses of deployments and long hours of work of the grave nature of our business can also be very, very taxing. This is why you are so important, and this is why we need Easter Seals to help fill in the gaps that we have. And so I can't thank you enough. Resilience is the perfect theme for this dinner. We in the Space Force are developing resilient space capabilities, but we are also developing, and what's even more important is resilient guardians and their families. And with the family part of that, what I'd like to do is turn it over to Molly. I will tell you, on that night, on 20 December 2019, when the National Defense Authorization Act, our birth certificate was signed, and I was named as the CSO, the best thing that happened to the Space Force was Molly. And she's passionate passionate advocate for military families and a supporter of Easter Seals. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to clearly the better part of the Space Force leadership team, Molly.
Thank you, Jay. I'm not quite the comedian you are, though, so good job. As Jay mentioned, we are deeply honored and humbled to be here this evening, and I would personally like to thank Easter Seals and Mr. John Horowitz for his friendship, his leadership, service, and hard work. I have known John for many years and admire him for his intense dedication and commitment to Easter Seals. I think it was Dawn who introduced me to John, and Dawn, every day I aspire to be like you, someone who leads with grace. So thank you for your example. Under John's leadership, especially during this difficult time of the pandemic, he has continued his mission of ensuring all people with disabilities or special needs have opportunity, including veterans and military family members in that mission. John, along with everyone at Easter Seals, understands that military life can present extra challenges. Jay is getting ready to celebrate his 38th year of service in the military. With that, our family has moved 17 times. I can't even count the schools or the teachers. We experienced an earthquake and an evacuation, and I've struggled with spouse employment. But I can say, without a doubt, it has been an honor for our family, and we would do it all over again, because we know that we have resources and the support of organizations like Easter Seals that make all the difference in choosing to stay in this life. I mentioned earlier that Easter Seals has had to continue the mission during the pandemic. And I want to say a special thank you to all those who supported and coordinated your special candid conversations. During this difficult time, you have brought excellent topics to military families, such as managing caregiving, mental health, employment stress, remote learning, balancing self-care and childcare, just to name a few. This helped us get through the stressful and unprecedented time. My heartfelt gratitude to everyone at Easter Seals on behalf of all military families. Finally, I'd like to say a word of gratitude to Abby and the Advocacy Awards Committee for your hard work and efforts in planning this special night tonight. You and everyone at Easter Seals are changing lives, and we appreciate all that you do. Thank you again for this honor, and Jay and I accept it, not for us, but on behalf of all military families and veterans who are so privileged to have Easter Seals and the support that you give us. Thank you.
You want to do the photos? Still have you done them all? Okay. Did you do those? Go ahead. Oops. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now an honor and a privilege to introduce a national treasure. Absolutely no surprise to anyone here why she was awarded the nation's highest civilian honor by our president. So would you join me in welcoming a wonderful partner of Easter Seals, the founder and CEO of TAPS, Miss Bonnie Carroll.
Thank you so much, and I don't know if I can quite get to JD. I think, sir, it will be General Goldfein for quite a long time. Thank you all so much for the chance to just say a few words about community connections and how important it is that all of us here tonight have come together to support the great work of Easter Seals. For those of you who don't know me, I founded the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors following the death of my husband. He was killed in an Army plane crash along with 7 other soldiers, and at that time, there was no program for all those grieving the death of a military loved one. So TAPS was created to be that community of care, to step into those dark moments at a family's most challenging loss, and offer resources, peer networks, programs for children. Easter Seals has been a mentor to us over these years. John, you and I have been in many of those dark places, helping families lift them up, bringing them from the moment of loss to years of thriving. Every single person in this room is contributing to the mission of Easter Seals, but also contributing to what makes our military strongest and our military families strongest. You make a difference. What you do matters. Programs at Easter Seals, as General Raymond mentioned, like the program for the children, the young warriors, the Little Warriors Child Development Program is absolutely extraordinary. It provides scholarships, not only for military kids, but for surviving kids. Our military family members find mental health support that is life-saving at the Stephen A. Cohen Military Family Clinics. What we have in this room are partnerships and connections. We honor not only our military leaders, our organization leaders, but we honor those who are on the front lines. And just a big shout out to all of our Leadership Award finalists. What an outstanding group. Let's give them another round of applause. John, it was wonderful to partner with you, particularly with Angela and her daughters. Angela's husband was a Navy corpsman. He was wounded. And while his 2 young daughters were part of the Easter Seals Little Warriors program, he died by suicide. At that time, the Easter Seals program wrapped their arms right around them, brought in TAPS, brought in this community of comfort and care, and made sure that the family was going to be all right. You know, John, it was extraordinary that you even set up a schedule to bring meals to the family and make sure they had everything that they need and were connected to all of the resources that were available to them. I hope everybody here tonight feels the love in this room, feels the pride that we have in the work that we each do, and I hope you feel the gratitude of each one of us who day in and day out are on the front lines. This is a beautiful family, and I'm so grateful to be part of it. It is why it's so important that TAPS and Easter Seals have a long-standing partnership, and I'm grateful to celebrate that tonight. And now I'm very pleased to introduce our next story. We want you to meet brother and sister William and Linda and their niece Gail, who shares how the adult day services has provided care and peace of mind to their entire family.
I'm Gail Curtis, William and Linda Smith's niece. 2019, I got a call from where they lived at in Baltimore, in assisted living, that they were in with Adult Protective Services, and they were located at the hospital, and there was an abuse case going on. So they gave me all of 30 days to find a location, a place for them. They're really, really humble people, very creative, very caring, spiritual. They worked hard in their life. They would come here on Thanksgiving and Christmas. And the last situation that they were involved in, it was pretty traumatic for Linda. And it was at adult daycare, and that's where she was abused. That's when I got a call. The house was considered unlivable situation. They weren't able to live there because of the mold and the condition of the home. So we picked them up with everything that they owned, packed in the car with both of them. I've been caring for people for over 30 years. There's nothing like home and being around family. They came, and then me and my husband tried to work together to see what we could do, because that's a big change. We have our kids in the military, but we still have another child home. At that time, I had to make a big change in decision. Called around a lot of places, got in touch with Miss Debbie did call me back. She's from Easter Seals, a part of Easter Seals. She works there. She was able to help me to facilitate, get some beds for me, and to be able to help me find doctors. They started to attend this center in 2020. They loved it. It was very safe for us. I knew that they were secure at Easter Seals, and the companionship at Easter Seals. Just knowing that the activities, life enrichment, just, being around people that are like them. And just knowing that the Easter Seal team would take good care of them. Since Linda and William have been attending Easter Seals, their energy, their mood has been great. We know that they're safe. It's important because they get that stimulation throughout the day. They get their meals. They have nursing there to care for them if they need assistance. I wish I had done this over 20 years ago. Easter Seals, to me, that's their second family. I'm blood, but that's their second family.
Please welcome back your co-host for this evening, Monty Durham.
All right. How is everybody doing? It is often said it is better to give than receive. But I think what we just watched shows that it is best to do both. So, that is very, very moving. Easter Seal brings families together. It takes care of families. Hope you're enjoying tonight as much as I am. And General, I've got a little powder backstage, so I'll help you out with that a little bit if we need to. We're here, and we heard heartfelt stories from advocates, sponsors, and staffs. We met some Easter Seals clients, their families, and heard their stories of resiliency. We're enjoying a wonderful dinner and with such great company. And now comes to the very best part. We're here and about to get to feel good about ourselves and proud to give back to our community, because that is truly the best feeling in the world. I want you all to feel very good, so this is going to help with that a little bit. Now, on your table, did y'all notice underneath those beautiful flowers and the grapefruit is a card where you can complete and make a donation. Just fill it out, raise it in the air, and we have staff members that'll come by and retrieve it. Those of us joining on live stream, as well as those here, can also make donations by using the QR code on the screen at the table. Simply take a photo of the code with your phone and a link will appear. In a few minutes, I am going to share with you just what a difference a gift of $10,000 can make, or even what $250 can make. But there are some people with us tonight who can tell you more what your support means on a much more personal level. Please join me, Mally and Breck. Here they come. Get on up here. Hey, bud. How you doing? I get a little handshake there. You're looking a little sharp. How are you? May I? Yes. Please.
I love Say Yes.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Mally. This is my son, Beck. It's a little past his bedtime, so he's a little punchy. But luckily, it is spring break, so we're okay. Beck is 7, and when we moved to DC, after a year here, Beck was not speaking. So at 2.5 years old, he was still not verbal. I got him private speech therapy, but it became evident that there was something else going on outside of speech. He was tested, and ultimately we got a diagnosis of autism in 2017. As you can see, he has no problem being social and outgoing, and
Good for him. Good for him.
I mean, I guess you can see how the impact of what Easter Seals has done for him and for our family. We enrolled him in the Columbia Heights Child Development Center, where I had the good fortune of meeting with Jill and Corinne and others. But one quick story before I get off the stage, because he is clearly ready to go. When I did a visit, and this was, we didn't know where to go for services. We were new to the city, and we just didn't know. I'd already made a deposit on one child care center, but they couldn't serve a child with autism. I learned from someone in our community that there was a place called Easter Seals, and I called the next day and was able to arrange for a visit with Jill. I remember doing this walkthrough and feeling a sense of relief right away. There were kids of all different backgrounds. There were typically developing kids and kids who needed services. There were kids in wheelchairs. There were kids who were pushing those wheelchairs. There was kids with feeding tubes. And yet it felt like one big community. There were kids of all colors, all types, and they were happy and loved, and that was exactly what we needed. Fortunately, I was able to enroll Beck there. Now, he'd been home with me and had a babysitter for a couple of years, so he was not used to being in a child care center setting. And with his developmental and neurological delays, I was very worried, of course. But I was taken in and really embraced, and both of us were embraced and given the care and support that we needed. Transitioning was very difficult, I won't lie. It took a few months. Beck would have this frozen look of fear on his face every day. And one day I was clearly just so overwhelmed with grief and with worry and all of those things that it was written all over my face. And Miss Charlotte, who I saw earlier today, just gently guided me into her office, sat me down, gave me a glass of water, and listened while I sobbed. And I've never forgotten that, because someone saw what I needed, that I needed help, and reached out and supported us. And Easter Seals has supported us continuously since then. As you can see, Beck has no challenges now being outgoing, social, talking his head off. And so this is the work of great child development and great intervention. All kids need access to this, and it shouldn't just be good luck and good fortune that gets us there, but access to services like Easter Seals. So please, on behalf of both of us, I hope you will help us raise the critical dollars that we need in order to have more opportunities for kids like Beck. Thank you.
Thank you. Did I get a hug? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you, Melanie. I mean, boy, how moving is that? This is the kind of impact Easter Seals makes on families in DC, Maryland, and Virginia every day, every single day. So tonight we ask that you continue your support, our life-changing work, by making whatever donation you can. Y'all know this was coming, so get ready, get those pens out, get the checks, get the credit cards, come on. If you donate $10,000, it enables a child with disability or a child with wounded warrior to prepare for a successful life at Easter Seals Child's Development for 6 months. Imagine that. Imagine the weight it takes off of family members and caregivers. Not every family has the resources for high quality early education, but it's critical for both. Generations allowing parents to work and their children to thrive. You can change a lifetime trajectory for a child. That's amazing power to have. Hope some of you here tonight can give $10,000 or even more. Remember, your donations help to incredible things you're seeing tonight happen every day at Easter Seals. You've just watched the story of Gail and Linda and William, so you know the difference Easter Seals adult day services can make for a family. Well, $5,000 closes the gap between what medical reimbursement and eligible participants and what it actually cost for delivering loving, high-quality care for 1 year. Think about the difference you can make for a family. Having a child with disability or being a wounded warrior creates stress on the entire family. Respite care is proven to keep families whole. I know that from my experience with hospice. For $2,500, you can provide an amazing day of respite for every month to a family for 1 whole year. Now I'm going to call on Mallory Lass, a veteran of the Air Force and outreach manager for Colon Clinic, to share more about Easter Seals' impact. Mallory?
Hello, thank you so much. Meeting the military families who come into the Cohen Clinic every day is such a humbling and rewarding experience. I'd like to share this letter from one of our former clients who came in to us struggling with PTSD and depression, but has now completed treatment. He wrote to us, "I would like to share my gratitude to the Cohen Clinic. I was not sure how it would work out, but I'm very glad that I made the call when I did. Because if I would not have found you, my next alternative was suicide for sure. But the clinic has given me the place to heal and the tools to fight the demons in my own head." That was a story written to us, and it's so impactful, and I'm so thankful to share that story, and I'm happy that he found the Cohen Clinic and that we're here today to provide those services. Thank you so much.
Are you good? Yeah. Thank you, Mallory. What a moving testament for Easter Seals' impacts. A gift, you know, we're back to this again, come on. A gift of 1,000, wait, what have we got here? I feel like I'm at the Oscars now, right? Whoa. Are y'all ready for this? So we have an anonymous donor in this room who is so moved by what they've seen and what they've heard that they just gave $25,000. So can I see a couple more of those? Come on, y'all. A gift of $1,000 covers the cost of 12 therapy sessions at the Cohen Clinic. That's a typical length of treatment to help any veteran learn to manage depression that can come from feeling lost, purpose, and transition into civilian life. Or to help the spouse with children of a newly deployed service member manage the anxiety that comes from a loved one being sent far away. And of course, a gift at any amount makes a difference to our community. So please, please, do just a little bit more than you think you can. That's how we all feel good. I'm not going to cover every gift level, but I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the impact of job coaching for our veterans and the people with disabilities. A $250 gift gives a transitional service member, veteran, military spouse, or person with disabilities access to Easter Seals, priority online job training, supplemental with live coaches. The training is proven to help each individual identify their skill set, interests, and tailor their needs to their job search. Think about giving the gift of employment. That really brings a person fully back into the community. Easter Steel staffs are busy tallying the donations, but you still have time to get yours in. Thank you for your generosity tonight. Please continue to fill out the cards and volunteers will be passing through, or you can hand them to me or any volunteer on your way to the dessert station was in the back. Now, I am delighted to introduce Easter Seals honorary board member Bobby Kilberg to present our final award of the evening. Thank you so much, and fill out those donation cards. Bobby, please come forward. How are you doing, young lady?
Good evening to all of you. I'm exceptionally honored to present our final Advocacy Award of the night because it was Marta Wilson, along with Joe Matori, who introduced me to Easter Seals. I'm so glad they did. As you've seen tonight, everything you do is amazing and inspiring. Thank you. Give yourself a round. As a mother of 5 and grandmother of 13, yes, 13, including one grandchild with special needs, I understand the vital role that Easter Seals fills in our community. Unless you have a family member with disabilities, it may be hard to understand the challenges. Having worked with Easter Seals for many years, I've seen how the organization truly lives its vision of creating a hopeful, inclusive community where all individuals realize their potential and live meaningful lives. That's why I proudly serve on the honorary board. I've had the pleasure to know and work with Marta Wilson for many, many years. Marta plays many remarkable roles. She's the founder and CEO of a successful company, Transformation Systems, an internationally recognized speaker, and the best-selling author of several business and leadership books. She had been a board member, executive committee member, and board secretary of the Northern Virginia Technology Council, where I served for 22 years as CEO. Yeah, I really am that old. And where I proudly remain on its board of directors. Marta's contributions to the leadership of NVTC are legendary. She's responsible for much of its national and community success. Marta is also an extraordinarily impactful philanthropist, from hands-on personal volunteering to creating her company's Feed to Lead program and gracing Easter Seals as a donor, advocate, and former board chair. Along with her late husband, Bob, Marta spent countless hours volunteering for our Easter Seals respite program, as well as our child development centers and adult daycare centers. In fact, the Robert S. Wilson Jr. Community Respite Program, a signature program of the Robert Irvine Foundation, is named in memory of Bob to recognize his passion for Easter seals. But perhaps more than anything, Marta is an expert in inspiring and achieving collaboration and partnership. She generously shares her extensive professional network to engage other talented leaders and organizations to work with Easter Seals. As a board member and chair, she helped enhance the board's effectiveness by growing its capabilities and leading our annual strategy retreats. She showed that we can achieve so much more by working together. Therefore, Marta, I'm delighted to present this Advocacy Award to Marta Wilson in recognition of her many long-standing and continuing contributions to the community at large and Easter Seals, DC, Maryland, Virginia in particular. Marta, come on up here.
Good evening, everyone. It is so wonderful to be here with all of you to celebrate Easter Seals' mission and message of all abilities, unlimited possibilities. To be recognized by Easter Seals and the Advocacy Committee is such a special honor. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And thank you, Joe Martori, for introducing me to Easter Seals back in 2012. 10 years ago. Tonight's award recipients, Amazon Web Services, General and Mrs. Raymond, I'm moved by the vision and impact that you generate to benefit others. Thank you for your many contributions. The Easter Seals staff and board who so effectively guide the organization, the donors, volunteers, and community members who influence and sustain these important programs. You are all so important and so appreciated. When you visit an Easter Seals facility, you can see and feel every member of the staff is committed to the needs of children, to military families, to seniors, and to caregivers. The organization changes people's lives. And you know, what I cherish most about Easter Seals is that it provides services that ensure all people have opportunities to live life to the fullest. Being involved with the Advocacy Awards for the past 10 years, it motivates and inspires me to find new ways to support and nurture those who need a helping hand. I'm grateful for every one of you in this room tonight here to support the mission, and I feel that I know each of you in some way. My wish is that you've learned something here tonight that you didn't already know about the impact that this organization is making in our community. All my love to everyone here for unleashing your unique superpowers and consciously choosing to make a positive difference in the world. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Easter Seals DC MDVA Ambassador Linda Gilday.
Good evening. Isn't this a lovely venue in the National Building Museum? I mean, could it be any better than this? It's such an honor to be with you tonight and to be amongst those of you with such big hearts and big pocketbooks, I hope. So I've seen the dessert reception tonight. I'll be very brief. I want to offer my heartfelt congratulations to those who are deserving the Advocacy Awards tonight. I'm honored to serve on the Ambassador Committee of Easter Seals DC, Maryland, and Virginia, and it's a privilege to increase awareness of Easter Seals services for families who need them, reduce the stigma that prevents some from accessing care, and share information about the emerging needs of Easter Seals so that it can continue its 100-year tradition of innovation. As someone who sees firsthand the importance of Easter Seals services to families, it's my pleasure to present thank you gifts to the leaders who've made tonight's Advocacy Awards such a success and raised funds to support the services of these critical services for the coming year. Please join me in thanking the Advocacy Awards co-chairs, Ms. Liz Martin and also Kim Clark-Paxtis. There she. And also in thanking the honorary co-chairs, General David Golfing and Mrs. Dawn Golfing.
So Linda, thank you so much for your service as an Easter Seals ambassador. And I'm really thrilled to also be able to share tonight that we have been pleased to be a partner for many years with the Edward N. and Della L. Tomei Foundation. And to support they support the dignified treatment of seniors in Maryland. And tonight I'm delighted to report that recognizing the amazing work and outcomes of Easter Seals DC, Maryland, and Virginia, the foundation has donated a further $5 million to support continued progress on these important services. Our board and staff are so honored and humbled by this endorsement of our work. And make no mistake, as significant as this gift is, the needs are even greater. And just as Easter Seals has been a loyal member of our community, serving emerging needs and for decades, your support remains very necessary. So let's bring Monty back to the stage, and we can start to close out this exciting evening.
Are we close to the end?
We are getting close to the end. I'm going to announce the actual Fund the Need number.
Okay, right. So here I am again, right? Yeah. So congratulations once more to all our Advocacy Award recipients for all your contribution and all the ways that you inspire, encourage others to lend their talent, energy, and support to the community. I hope you found tonight's story of resiliency, empowerment, and uplifting. Resiliency is fueled by hope and determination, and it's nurtured through support, compassion, community, and innovation. That's the spirit of Easter Seals. Many of you already know a big part of Easter Seals' story of resiliency. For those pondering how to get involved, you have many opportunities. Your company can take advantage of Veteran Staffing Network and EDSN, Edison, to hire individuals who will bring tremendous skill and dedication to their employment. We always welcome corporate groups and individual volunteers in our program and throughout the kind of services that are offered. And of course, financial support enables us to serve everyone in the community. You and your company can donate directly or become a fundraiser on behalf of our work. Speaking of donations, here I am again. Thanks to all the hard work of our Advocacy Award leaders, sponsors, and all of you this year event has raised, do we have a number?
Need. So that's an additional $71,965. Thank
Whoa!
you.
Just stay up here with me. And it's not too late to push that higher.
Let's go.
Right?
More dollars.
Yeah, volunteers are standing by to collect the donation cards on your way out or to the dessert table. Now, please join us at the West Hall for more celebration, continued networking, and wonderful desserts. Good night, and thank you for letting me share your evening. To everyone tonight, thank you. God bless. Now we're done.